And we're live. Hello, friends. I think should be working. I have a hat on today. It's not a good look. That's what
Hmm.
happens when you wake up 15 minutes before a live stream. I'll admit to it.
Shouldn't do that.
No, it shouldn't. I mean, I don't think it'll affect my advice, although I guess my advice is questionable from the get go, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Man, I think this is the first time we don't jump in and immediately have a question already. This is the first.
It's probably because we're on time.
Probably everyone's like, "Oh, they're always late. It's okay. We can jump in later." So, did you tell Lily about the toast spears?
No, I haven't.
I feel like you should bring her on camera and tell her about the toast spears.
Victor's
Hello,
angry
Carrie.
about
Morning,
about
shiny
your
face.
asking.
Hmm?
Said Victor's angry about you asking about that.
Yeah, he heard. He has super sonic hearing. What's up, Alfredo? Everyone's on. I can put this in Twitters and stuff. Oh, hello, Victor. And toast spears.
He's a little sick.
He's sick today.
Yeah, he caught something when we were down in Florida.
Not fun.
We're both
I
wearing
mean,
draft shirts. Look at that.
oh, look at that. Two draft shirts. R.I.P.
Rip.
R.I.P. draft.
well,
It was good while it lasted.
well.
Okay, so first question here. We've got sit one of Bob. Damn it. Bob at Buffalo, Ronta at Philly, or versus Philly, Murray at Montreal. Okay, I kind of lean Bob, but I think you've got to bench Murray.
Is Murray actually playing?
I think so. Because Jari's playing. They said Jari's playing Sunday.
Hmm. Is it Jari or Jerry? I feel like we've been told two
Okay,
different things.
I've heard announcers say Jerry. We were told on YouTube that it's Jari. No clue. Like
Hmm.
I've been told. I heard it Jerry on a podcast
I'm
or
very
on a
confirmed.
on a stream on a
Oh.
like a live game. I've heard Jari from people. Dude, I don't know what the hell he is. But I would bench Murray. That'd be my take. What's going on with Duclair? Dude, I don't know, but Brandon is
Blocked a
terrified. Do you
shot.
see? Do
He
you see
blocked a
that
shot,
fear on
and
Brandon's face?
yeah, he blocked a shot, and is a game time decision.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's what's going on there.
It's a good thing though. Usually with a block shot, like if it's a break or something, they know pretty quick if it's going to be long term.
I, I'm scared. I wish they would have said his game time decision because of illness or something dumb. Then I'm like, whatever. But
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see what this next one is. So the next one is Carrie. Oh wait, message retracted. Hold on.
try to separate. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. No worries. Um, Dave Ports, Shen, Hall, Landeskog, Besser, Tavares, bench two. Oof.
So Shen is broken up with Schwartz. They're trying something. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I actually don't know what the line combo is. Let me take a quick look.
Yeah.
I know they're split up there. Okay, it's Shen. No, wait, they're back together on Daily Faceoff. They changed that again.
Interesting.
But he has Barbashev on the right side, which I mean, whatever. They had Kyrie for a while there. It didn't seem really matter. Um, okay, so Shen. Well, he's still got to play against Vegas, which is not great either way you shape it. So, Shen, Hall, Landeskog, Besser, Tavares. I feel like I would definitely play Tavares, even though they're against the Islanders. They're at home. The Islanders have looked a little bit more human lately. Besser is the other one that would come to mind. He's playing the Rangers. I'd probably play him.
The
But
Rangers letting
Landeskog,
10
Hall, or
million goals a
Shin.
game.
I think I might. I think I'd probably bench Shen and somebody. Shen and Hall, actually, possibly. Because I like Besser against the Rangers. I like Landeskog against Jersey, even though he's not on top line. Yeah, I'd probably bench Shen and Hall.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning to. Those were the two I looked at.
Yep.
Yeah. What is the next one here? I think it's from Kobe. Yeah, from Kobe. So my only question is stream Jones and Grubbs for Edmonton. Wait, for the stream.
Jones and
Jones and
Groves.
Grubbs for Edmondson and Bishop. I'm really slacking on goalies, and it's a goalie heavy league.
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, wait, is it like a saves league or something? Because giving up, which Jones? Are we talking about Seth? It's got to be Seth, right? If this looks like a defenseman and a goalie.
Yeah, I mean Martin Jones is a hack.
Yeah, so Seth Jones and Grubbs for Edmondson and Bishop. If it's a goalie heavy league and save percentage and goal against average are involved, I like that trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're giving up something on the back end, but we're not the biggest proponents of Jones anyway, so I think it's fine.
yeah, I don't mind it, especially if like goaltending is where you're weakest at. And that's fine. I think what I'd be a little bit cautious of there is if saves are really really heavy, you may. I think down the stretch, especially towards playoff time, we'll see Qdobin and Bishop do more of a split, especially if playoffs are a little bit more secure. So that's one thing I'd be a little bit cautious of there. Whereas I think Grubauer will get starts. So I think that's the only thing. But more than not, I'd say take it.
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
Mark Gaudet, standard cats, sit one, Couture, point, or Zibanejad?
Couture.
Yeah, I think it's Couture.
Yeah.
Sharks are, well, the Sharks. Carey now winning in goalie cats, so wins are 3-1. Goals against average.
So it looks like everything's in pretty good shape except for saves.
Yeah.
Rain goalies are bench all Hellebuck against Minnesota, Ronta against Philly, Grice against Toronto. I wouldn't play Grice.
Nope.
So I don't know. I might bench out actually, but you'd be giving up saves if you do, probably.
I think the only one I play, and I know he's been brutal, but I'd personally do is maybe Hellebuck.
Actually, if I was going to do anything, I'd play Ronta. He's been pretty good lately. They're at home.
Didn't Ronta just have a terrible game?
I thought he had a good game recently. He had a couple terrible games, but I thought his last couple have been good, right?
Let me see the winning percentages.
Yeah, his last two he's been 929, 974.
Get this. Columbus has a 70% chance of winning against the Sharks today.
Yeah, that's weird.
That
seems wrong, actually, but
they suck. They are bad. Then we have, let's see. So the Jets are actually at Minnesota, so I would not play Hellebuck because he's away. I obviously wouldn't play Grice. Arizona is playing Philly, and they have 51.4%.
It's an 8. You have option on that one, depending on who your opponent is playing. You can wait and decide later, which is probably what I would do.
Yeah, I'd probably leave Ronta on the bench, and then if you need Ronta later, you could play Ronta.
Yeah,
that's your best.
Like I would play him basically if your opponent has goalies and they stink early on, then you have more flexibility here. Like you're not losing save percentage. Seems very unlikely. You might lose goal against average depending on what happens with your opponent's goalies. You're almost certainly going to lose saves if you don't play anybody. And then shutouts, can't really predict that.
Yeah, I like that. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button real quick. It does help us out, I think. I don't know if it actually helps, but hey, why not? Something easy.
Probably does. It's there.
It's there.
Farley starting? Farley starting again? Oh, no.
Oh, man. You are... Yep. You're in trouble. Hello.
I don't need him. I can bench him.
Finally getting away from the split.
That actually screws us a little bit because we picked up somebody dropped Grice in a shared league we had before all this started, very weirdly, and we wavered him, and of course the split went away after that, which
it's because you're on a team with me. You also have some bad luck. Apologies.
Seems that way.
No, Hutchinson is starting today.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They really need a backup goaltender.
I'm going to go ahead and bench my goalies against you before I forget. Because I don't need them.
My lines too. Okay, so here's the next one. Points league, Hornquist or Tanner Pearson?
I don't really buy what Tanner Pearson's been doing, honestly. So I would probably play Hornquist.
Yeah, I'd play Hornquist. Their opponent remaining, so in that one that we were talking about, Mrazek versus Tampa and Riddick versus Minnesota. Those are the starts that they get. I would just bench out today and wait to see what happens and play Ronta. Oh, they don't have goalie starts today. They have goalie starts tomorrow.
Oh. I think I play Ronta. I think I just do it. think I would.
I mean, Ranta is the play if you're going to go a goaltender. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd bench out, but I wouldn't blame me if it played Ranta.
Yeah. So Hornquist, Tanner Pearson. Yeah, we already covered that one.
Yeah. And then there's the points
Your
league of
your
Elvis.
opponents have Mrazek against Tampa and Riddick against Miss. I mean, not the best starts for them either. So I feel pretty comfortable playing Ranta.
Yeah, I mean Riddick is the only one that's a good one because they're on the tail end of a back
Yeah.
to back.
I do think there's a chance Mrazek doesn't play too. They could play Reimer again.
Yeah. What's this next one here? Elvis or Grubauer or Carter Hart.
For today,
For today,
probably.
Probably.
Money Puck says
Grubauer.
Elvis.
Actually, yeah, Elvis. Actually, I think Elvis or Grubauer.
Jersey's been good somehow, which doesn't make any sense. But I
Depends
feel like
what
I
you
would
need.
play
Like, if you-
Grubauer. I feel like I
If you
would.
need wins, I'd play Grubauer. But if
'Cause,
you
Like we
don't
said,
need
I do expect at some point Elvis is going to get shelled, and I feel like these matinee games are the ones where predicting them gets very difficult for some reason. And Elvis is on a matinee game, so I don't know. Maybe that's just an Islander thing. We always seem to get wrecked during matinee games, but they always seem like scary to me.
Sorry, folks. I just turned up my audio. I have it recording way lower when I record for the podcast, and so I just turned it up for the stream. I always forget the stream; it's a little bit lower. Okay, so what's this next one here? Let's see. Oh, start two goalies. So yeah, Grubauer and Elvis there, because it was start two. So
Yeah.
Elvis
Yep.
and Grubauer. Okay, next one here. Which two should I choose of Rantanen against the Devils, Landeskog against the Devils, or Gusev against Colorado? I mean,
I would play Renton and Landeskog.
yeah, Rantanen and Landeskog all day.
Yeah.
Yep, easy. Should I start Price or make him ride the pie? As a Price owner, I mean, I'm a Price and Bob owner, so I kind of gotta make these decisions too, and I will be benching, I think, for Markstrom. Pittsburgh is not an easy matchup. Is Crosby back? Crosby might be back today too.
Yeah, he might be. I don't know if he's officially in or not.
I don't know if he's officially in or not yet. It doesn't seem like he is. Daily Faceoff doesn't have him in. I don't think Crosby's going to be playing. But either way, I don't like that matchup against Pittsburgh. I want no part of it, personally.
I mean, that'll mean another game on top power play for Brian Rust.
It will. The last one, maybe.
Him, so dumb, but yeah.
It's so stupid that they're taking him off. Yeah, so Matt Murray is confirmed. I mean, Matt Murray's playing, so I guess that's good for Carey Price, but I don't know, man. I don't think I'd do it. I think I'd bench him. Especially if it's win-loss save percentage, and that's it.
Depends on the matchup, but like against your opponent, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This is a trade advice from Mark Humes. Rantanen versus JT Miller rest of the season. Rantanen.
Yeah, I like Rantanen.
Although it's face-off win.
I still like Rantanen.
I still like Rantanen. I think you can. I don't think you should pay that much for JT Miller. Like, I really like JT Miller rest of the season, but I wouldn't pay Rantanen.
Yeah.
From Dave, let's see. Hoffman, Ehlers, Reinhardt, Ryan Strome, or Victor Arvidsson start two.
I don't think I like. I don't think I like Reinhardt today.
Me neither.
Although he is playing against Florida, but still, Hoffman. Can you even bet on Hoffman these days? I don't even know what's going on with him.
No, it's such a. Oh, Hoffman is playing with Huberdeau and Barkov. So.
Oh yeah, I'd probably play Hoffman. And then is he still? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably bench Arvidsson and Reinhardt. I think.
Is it start two or sit two?
Oh, start two. Oh, so I'd play Hoffman and Ryan Strome. I mean, the Rangers are just so good at scoring goals. That's all they do. They don't do anything else.
Who's Nashville?
They're playing Vancouver on the West Coast.
I think I'd play Arvidsson against LA. Hoffman and Arvidsson for me. I know he hasn't been great, but has he? I'm pretty sure he
I
hasn't.
would still say Ryan Strome. So we're at odds on that one. So pick the guy you like most and go with him. Would you give away Eichel to get Malkin? Crosby coming back and Olsen out with Malkin generating more points per game. Not sure what to do. Nah, I'd hold Eichel just because like Malkin's not going to get better when Crosby comes back.
Malkin, I would take Malkin if you have Pims. Otherwise, I'd keep Eichel.
Yes, if no Pims, then hold. Well, I'm going to assume that you don't have Pims. Most people don't have Pims, I think, nowadays, or it's not super common. But that's what I'd say. Let's see. Who should
Injury
I target
bug.
for Meyer?
You missed injury bug. Oh, okay, yeah. March Duclair, Olofsson. That sucks.
Yeah.
Feels like my team. I think I have all those guys on the same team also. Who to target for a trade from Meyer? Points league, shots, blocks.
The waiver.
Yeah, I don't know. Nylander?
Yeah, Nylander's kind of interesting, but I mean, at this point, I'm assuming that no one is. It's very easy for any owner to just pull up Timo Meyer's player card and realize what they're getting. So,
Yeah.
like, I think it's really hard. I think right now trying to trade Meyer is a bad idea.
Oh, an interesting idea would be trading him for. You could try to trade him for an upstart like Killorn or Duclair, or you could try to trade him for an injured player like Olofsson. Stash him.
Yeah, you could try to do something like that. Although, yeah, I just don't think you're gonna get much for Timo Meyer. I think Meyer right now is in a position where you just got to shop. Like I can't even tell you what his comparable is, just because it's so low. But I still kind of think he could be good if things go right for him. But it's so dependent on deployment. I don't think people are going to value him properly. I don't even know if I'm valuing him properly, right? So that's kind of the thing. He's in a really tough spot. I think you've just got to put him out there and start to shop and see what people say. Mark Gaudette, points head-to-head league. Do I pick up Binnington for Jerry or Jari? What do I do?
I would.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Binnington is probably the best. This might be crazy, but I think he might be the best fantasy hockey goalie right now, aside from Bishop.
Ooh. But Rask?
Well, the thing I like about Binnington is just I really like the system around him.
Yeah.
Really like the system. Rask sometimes can let him down, but Rask normally doesn't. But yeah, I'd say Rask, Bishop, and Binnington are probably like the three best at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Binnington just gets shelled and pulled in his last game, so that's good.
Yes, he did. Thoughts on Voracek rest of the season while Olofsson is out?
I don't know what's going on with his shots, but I do like him back on that top line with Couturier and Giroux and top power play. He played 21 minutes or something his last game.
Yeah, I really like him up there with that top line.
3 games of 2 assists per game. I hate that he's not shooting, but with everything else he's doing, I guess he can just deal with it. But yeah, I like him if he's going to keep this deployment.
Yeah. Should I bench Varley versus Toronto? Probably.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'd bench him.
Drop Rice for Jari. I would, I think, actually.
Yeah,
Drop Rice for Jari.
Yeah. What's the next one here? So we got to carries there. Just got Barkov and Landeskog for Makar and Scheifele in a banger keeper league. How did I do? That's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's pretty close actually. If you believe in Makar, then like, I don't know how long they're going to do this Donskoy top line experiment, but that's not great for Landeskog. But I do think that's going to end sooner or later. Barkov is a 90+ point guy probably. Scheifele. I acquired Scheifele in my Dynasty League in the offseason, and he still scares me. The fact that he's been shooting 20% for like 4 straight seasons now, he's either the best shooter in the league, literally, or he's going to regress pretty hard at some point. I'm still kind of betting on regression with him, so I do like Barkov over Scheifele. And then Landeskog versus Makar, like kind of hard to compare the two, but in a banger league, Landeskog is going to get you that extra value, so there's that. And in banger leagues, I don't really love point scoring defensemen because you really need to be able to get your banger stats out of your defensemen because they're the best at it anyway. And Makar doesn't really get you a lot of that. So
yeah,
I like it.
I like the trade. I think you made out good, especially in a keeper league. I think that's fantastic. I mean, both of those guys immediately become keepers, and it's not even a question. Not that Makar and Scheifele aren't, but I mean, Barkov and Landeskog, I feel like, are just in a completely different league, especially in a bangers league.
Yep.
Okay, Chernak or Marino. Depends what you need. If you need peripherals, you go Chernak. If you want kind of some points upside, I think you go Marino.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I would probably lean Chernak, though, either way.
Yeah, I think I'd lean Marino a little bit, but I think it's they're pretty even.
Yeah.
Kovalchuk, no.
No, no, don't touch
Look, I was
Kovalchuk.
the biggest proponent of Kovalchuk to start the season. I don't. The fact that he's on a two-way contract is weird, first of all, because I can't imagine he actually reports to the AHL if he's demoted. So I'm not even sure why he signed it. But I assume if they demote him, he's just going to leave again and go back to the KHL.
Yeah, I'm
But
just not.
12 games next 3 weeks against Oilers, blah, 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 blah. I assume they're going to play in bottom six. So I wouldn't, I mean, keep an eye on him in case something happens. But even if something happens, I expect it'll be a short-term thing.
Yeah, you normally don't sign a guy to a minimum like term contract and then put him on the top line. And right now they're doing so well that at least offensively and puck possession wise, like I don't think he's going to have a very long leash here. Because if they actually cut him, they don't keep the cap hit. So there's like no risk on Montreal's side.
Yep.
Which is fine. What is the next one here? Carlson or Zibanejad?
Which Carlson?
Zibanejad. What?
Which Carlson are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, I think. I mean,
but
if it's William, it's obviously Zibanejad. I'm assuming William just because it's center for center.
Yeah, if it's William, it definitely Zibanejad. If it's Carlson, even then it's probably Zibanejad.
Yeah, it's probably Zibanejad either way, I think.
Yeah, I'll turn my light on. Oh. Getting a little bit of extra. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, somebody's giving you love for your stupid setup that makes you look like a washed out orange man.
I don't look like a washed out.
You don't look washed
man.
out, but you do look orange.
Still. I look a little bit orange. I haven't played around with the.
Although I look blue.
Yet, but
you're warm and I'm cold, which is fitting.
It's pretty funny how different our lighting setup is. Like you look very. Our lights are colors are completely different.
I use an orange light. I'm just a not orange person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm that. What's really funny though is that on YouTube itself, like I look really washed out in the stream, but when you look at the raw, camera output, it's actually pretty not washed out. It's very colorful, oversaturated to be honest. But I do that so that it looks like, it's washed out. So whatever. But anyways, yes, I use I'm using like my actual professional camera that I use for photography as my webcam, I guess, if you call it that. So that's why it blurs out everything in the back.
Yeah,
so.
I'm using an Sony Alpha 6000 or whatever, and the base kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to know what I use Fujifilm X-T2 with the 16 millimeter f1.4. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what
I considered getting a better lens, and then I just didn't do it. So here we go.
Yeah, it's okay. We can have the dichotomies there. Let's see what is next here. Too soon to trade Erik Karlsson? Not really. I'm low in the Sharks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna do better than he's been lately. So he might be a guy that I wouldn't trade him for nothing. Like I would rather just bite the bullet with him if it's going to be a crappy return. Kind of depends what people are willing to give for him at this point.
Yeah,
but I'm not against trading him.
Yeah, I'm not either. Yes. Yeah, so Murray is getting backed up by a rando, so even if Murray gets less than 7, I think they're leaving him.
A rando? You don't know who ML Larmy is?
No, do you?
No. Emil.
I mean, if you get pulled for Emil Larmy, I think that's it. I think they send Murray down to the AHL. I think that's the rule.
You probably just leave him where.
Yeah, I think this just means he's going to get absolutely.
He doesn't get on the plane home.
Yeah, no plane home. They don't even save him a seat. Barkov or
and they
Eichel.
Steal his passport so he can't come home.
Yeah. Eichel.
I think Barkov for points, Eichel for everything else.
Yeah, just because, especially now that Olofsson is out, I don't like the situation as much.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Wish you luck, HS, which I'm going to pretend is Henrik Sundqvist, my old team name. That's my old acronym. Lindstrom, Shanahan, Yzerman. Should I do this? My Eichel and Price for Hellebuck and Rantanen.
That's pretty close. I think I'd hold though.
I'd hold. It's largely a push, and I like Eichel more than Rantanen, just because in Colorado, McKinnon is the guy. In Buffalo, Eichel is the guy. which
kind of the only reason I'd take that is if you're weak on the wing or something.
I would hold personally.
Crosby's not been cleared for I thought he took off his
Oh, you're right.
no
He was in a
contact
no
jersey.
contact jersey
He
yesterday. My
was,
bad.
but
Yeah.
then he changed it.
Did he?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I could have sworn I remember reading that he changed his jersey and came back out with a black contact jersey. But I don't know. I might be making that up.
No, Bob is not worth keeping at 10 million. He's not even worth keeping at 10 million in real life.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep him for that much.
I would not keep him for that much. I'd try to find some kind of trade partner, probably. Although it's gonna, I mean,
Get Francouz. He's gonna be so cheap and such a good deal for salary cap leagues over the next couple of years.
You can handcuff Grubauer.
He's gonna get
boost
something's gonna happen to him. He's moving on the offseason for sure.
Something will happen. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. One to boost my forward and offensive Cats Banger League. Not sure if this trade makes sense.
Wins.
Traded Draisaitl for Crosby.
I probably would have kept Draisaitl considering he has wing eligibility and takes draws.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. But I mean, you could have done worse.
Yeah, it's not the
significantly worse. They're both first round players, in my opinion. Yeah. So
and it seems like all your other, not all your other centers, most of your other centers have wing eligibility, so it's not that big of a deal that you're giving up a wing eligible basically center. But I think I'd prefer Draisaitl a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Crosby said jersey switch didn't mean he was cleared for contact, just use a different jersey. Was he just like black? What a weird guy.
He's a
okay. Try Googling first. Hopefully you can explain how quickly do players like Olofsson become IR eligible. Is it up to the Sabres designate him 5 to 6 weeks? Why'd they wait? It is up to the Sabres to designate. You know, I feel like I should know more about why teams wait on things like this. But I don't. It would free up a roster spot for them. And but
I mean, this is a good explanation too. Like we used to work at draft. I'm saying used to. And like we would have to wait for injury designations from the league, because if I remember correctly, the injury designations came from the official like feed or whatever, and until like it was official on that side, the stat provider wouldn't actually make them IR eligible yet. And so it all pretty much comes down to what happens officially, because if you're a stat provider, you don't want to mark someone IR eligible when they're not. So you wait for an official.
For Yahoo, they won't even do it unless they are officially listed on the IR, and that is a team designation thing.
Yeah, we were more lax about that than they were.
Yeah. But whether, I don't know why certain teams, I mean, maybe somebody in the chat can answer this actually, why sometimes teams don't list their players as, or put them on the IR. I'm sure there's a reason, but I honestly don't know it.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're out for at least a week, you'd figure it might as well go on the IR, but
I think it's just to piss people off. That's it.
Yeah. That's all it is. Certainly works.
From Ari, Eric Johnson or Marino. Probably Marino, personally.
Yeah, I'll go Marino. Eric Johnson's fun, but he does a little bit more banger stuff, and you don't really need that in your league that much.
Yeah. Eric Johnson is a good floor, whereas Marino, I think, has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Kind of thing there.
Braden
Shen or Taylor Hall. Oof.
I like Hall. I know Shen's been good this season, but I do think a lot of his numbers are a little higher than they should be. And I think Hall and Shen are going to be, from a point total, pretty similar, but Hall does a lot more else.
And Hall also has a higher ceiling. Like if things were to go really, really right and just he crushed it.
Yeah. Hall Shen is pretty much at his ceiling. So
yeah. Been listening to the start of the season. Thank you so much for that. Seriously. I have to decide between Marino and Vatanen 16-man bangers league.
Oh, Vatanen.
Yeah. Especially 16-man. Yeah, Vatanen.
Vatanen is he's so underappreciated. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been very, very good, especially in banger leagues.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Need to stream one today. Sorelli at Ottawa, McCann at Montreal, or Virtanen versus the Rangers. Points only.
Sorelli for me.
So yeah, I'd go Sorelli or Virtanen. Virtanen only because the Rangers let in so many goals.
Yeah, but Virtanen plays 10 minutes a game. He's going to go back to not being able to do anything. There's just not enough ice time for him.
Every game that the Rangers play is unsustainable. No matter who plays, it's the Rangers and the other team are all unsustainable. Yeah. It makes no sense.
I think Sorelli plays short too, so there's that.
Yeah.
I think we got a shorthanded point from him this week.
Yeah,
we're rostering him in a league for funsies.
I'd
But,
lean Sorelli for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Vander Kane versus Ryan O'Reilly in a bangers league, behind in points. So this is for today, but
that's
you're
a decent
behind in
start. Yeah.
points. If you need points, you got to run Ryan O'Reilly. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you're talking about rest of the season, Kane destroys your ROR.
Yeah.
He just gives you way too much.
Yeah. He just ticks off so many boxes. It's crazy.
Okay, so Crosby, a lot of people telling us about the Crosby jersey
I
switch.
know.
But can they just give him like his own, like, I don't know, rainbow Crosby jersey or something? He just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
What is it? Why switch? But
Willie Nylander appreciation. Yeah.
yeah,
Except he's wildly unsustainable.
yeah. So the thing I think about Nylander, I like him a lot, honestly, rest of the season. But a lot of his points are coming recently. And I actually think the 70-point pace isn't crazy. It's just that he needs to calm down for what he's doing right now. If he goes back to what we were seeing, rest for the season as a whole, then it makes sense. His shooting being up is awesome. Something that was needed from him. His shooting percentage is too high, way too high, even on the season total. So what I'm expecting is the slight drop in goals. Assists will probably stay the same. So I think that his point pace will be decent, but he's not going to be like a point per game player or anything rest of the season, despite looking like it over the last month.
I also really like just how they're playing in general, and I really like what he's doing.
I really like Nylander as top power play, and that was for the longest time. I've been pretty staunchly against Nylander because of he never got the proper deployment, even after he got back on the roster last season. I think he was a little overhyped. He needs line mates, and he didn't have them last season. Yeah. And now he's finally got line mates, and he's on top power play, and that's enough, frankly.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up our tool here so I can take a look.
I have it up.
Willie Nylander. I mean, I don't think, given where he's at, I mean, you can't really say. So someone was saying here, where was it? I think it was Kyle saying shooting 37.5% over the past 5 games, but if goals weren't going in as often, he'd be getting assists anyways. That's not a good way to look at it. You can't strictly turn around. You can't strictly turn goals into assists like that from an evaluating standpoint. So because it has to go off a rebound in the right direction. You've got to pass instead of shoot, that kind of thing. So it's like it's very tough. I try to avoid as much as I can to do that, to say like, oh, because we have metrics to kind of look at assists, right? You have IPP, you have on ice shooting percentage, that kind of thing. And so if you're unsustainable in shots or in shooting percentage, and then you were to benefit from, say, someone else scoring, right? You're going to be inflated on ice shooting percentage or IPP anyways. So regardless, you kind of end up still in an unsustainable mode wherever you look, right? I do think he has a pretty good ceiling, though. I think a few weeks ago we actually called him for sustainably high.
Yep,
if I remember correctly. That's something we did. I'm trying to pull up his.
I do think your analysis of 30 goals, 40 assists feels pretty right for where I think Nylander's going to be at the end of the season. So
yeah. Someone asked what we think Giordano will end up with. I don't remember what I put him at on the thing. I think I might have said like 40-ish, 45 points, honestly.
I think I gave him a little bit more. I think I said 45, 50, I think.
I think you said 50-ish. I said 45-ish, somewhere around there. I said 40, 45. I'm lower on him than Brandon is.
The thing, what's going on, there's a pretty, to me, the complete lack of power play production, although he didn't have much last season either, is what's going to affect him the most here. And the fact that nobody's getting anything done in Calgary at the moment. But I still like him a little bit better than what we're seeing now. I mean, last season he had 74 points. I feel like everybody knew that was going to happen again. But I still think being in the 45, 50 range is fairly reasonable for him.
Yeah.
But that would, how good is that? That would be him ending with a 50-point pace from here on out, which might be even asking for a lot for him.
Boston sucks.
Boy, do they though?
Do they? I don't know about that one this year. And then, Eric, I skipped this, but teams can put players on IR retroactively, so maybe they want to get a better idea of the injury before officially putting them on IR.
Well, if they've already listened for 5 to 6 weeks, they're not gonna activate him this week. They must know that already.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can put him on retroactively, but I feel like they know enough that they could free themselves up a roster spot, but
Yeah.
maybe they just don't care, don't need it.
So going back to
Be some
Nylander
sort of
really
cap
quick
thing.
here. So on Nylander, one thing that's a little weird. So the one thing that I do. So he has 19 goals right now. His expected goals for are 11 and a half. He's shooting at 16. Let's round up to 17% on the season. His IPP is fine at 73%. His on ice shooting percentage at 10% is fine, right at the average. So really, it's just shooting percentage that's really high for him. So that's and a large portion of that comes from his power play shooting percentage, which is 23%. But so that's the one big question for me for Nylander is to hit that 70-point threshold right now, you need to hit your goal totals. Like that's your big driver. I think if you come back to normal in shooting percentage, which at this point I don't know what Nylander's shooting percentage is. He finished at 5% last year, and now he's at 16%. Like what is he? I don't know. Maybe he is a 15% shooter on this team with the people around him. But if he doesn't, he falls back down to say 10%. I think we see more of a 65 to 70 point Nylander versus 70 75 or 75 80 point Nylander. That's the shooting percentage is the pivot point for me on what Nylander's ceiling is. Okay, what's the next one here? So Pionk or Klingberg rest of season in an 18 league.
Klingberg. If you're in first, I would take the risk. I like Pionk, but he's despite the fact he's been playing top power play this whole time. If Columbus continues to play the way they are, I wouldn't be surprised to see them trade for somebody. Maybe not though. Pionk's been good enough, but
yeah,
I still think Klingberg has the higher ceiling, and you can risk it by being in first.
Yeah.
I think
Klingberg.
I like Larkin.
Yeah, especially if you're first in your league. I always like kind of holding on to the best player just because. Why not? You have the higher ceiling, and at the end of the day, you can always drop later. And then Kessel or Larkin, same league. Yeah. Still like Larkin over Kessel, 100%. Yep.
Sit 1 points. Hoffman, Virtanen, DeBrusk. I sit DeBrusk, I think. Actually, who's Boston playing? But I still think I sit DeBrusk. Oilers. I still sit DeBrusk. Yeah.
Yeah, still sit DeBrusk for sure.
It's hard to. I mean, I would. Vertanen was the first thought because, like I said, he's playing 10, 12 minutes still, but he's been so hot and he's playing against Rangers. Is Hellebuck starting today? I don't know, but I think so.
I'm pretty sure he is. He's playing against what's his name?
Minnesota.
Elvis is playing against Dell. That's good to know. He hasn't been confirmed, but I think he'll play today.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he'll play.
Late in the season, there's an issue with teams not moving players to IR in particular. It has to do with their active roster and being able to go over the roster size. Right. Thanks for that, Ken. Are we that far in the season already? I thought that was like later.
I mean, there's still some issues. There's definitely still been some issues that I remember about.
Yeah. You're right, though. This does seem to be a bigger issue, especially in late in the season, because I feel like I've been screwed by players being listed as out for weeks over fantasy playoff times.
Which is why I totally now, my suggestion now in leagues, I think, is to just move to all IR plus slots. I don't like having IR. I prefer having just all IR plus. Like if you had an IR and IR plus, just have 2 IR plus and you're done. I think.
Well, I think that's next season.
I get the reason against it, but it's just that the designations are so random that
Well, next season in our league, I think I'm going to put 2 IR plus and add a regular IR slot because 3 IR plus it starts getting silly territory, I think. But where you can if you're slick about your IR plus slots, if you have, especially when the flu bug's going around, right, you can set all your lines in advance and swap people in and out of your IR plus slots, just knowing that they'll play at some point during the week, which is a pretty solid, if kind of slimy strategy. But I think in standard leagues, I like the idea of 2 IR plus and 1 IR for like a long term, like a gamble, like a Senko, right? Like maybe, I don't know, somebody that is going to be out for months. We only have 2 IR plus slots right now, and it's been biting me. And I feel like that's not quite enough for most leagues.
Yeah. What is the next one here?
I'm here to share that my Besser, Keller, Trocheck trade for Hall, Nylander, Dubois. Nylander's been the best. Well, of course he has. He's been ridiculous over the last month or two. If players move to IR, they have to miss at least 7 days. Players move to LTIR, they miss 10. Right, but we're talking about Olafson, where they're saying he's already missing 5 to 6. Like, why not put him on IR?
Yeah,
Still don't know the answer really.
it's weird why he hasn't been placed on it. It must be
Yeah.
some kind of, it must be some kind of cap thing, roster thing, just something they're in the process
Yeah.
of figuring out. I would assume. Who to pick up in place of Gensel, Bangers League, Lee, Nelson, Pearson, or Schwartz?
Bangers League. I mean, Nelson is. I'm not. Nelson, I think, is the probably the best, but Schwartz is
Yeah.
the most points, I think. But Schwartz doesn't give you anything besides points, so it kind of depends on the rest of your team comp. If you can live without like a bunch of shots and blocks, and you just need points, or not blocks, hits, you just need points. I think I like Schwartz the most.
Yeah.
If you want like an all-around player, I think I like Nelson.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was gonna say. If you want all around, go Nelson. If you want just points, I'd go Schwartz. What's the next one here? Sit one, Morgan Riley, Eric Carlson, Ekholm, Chikrin.
Well,
Points,
with that
shots, blocks, no hits.
with that spelling, it's actually Mike Riley, the recently traded Mike Riley from the Canadians to wherever it was he went.
Oh,
I can't
right,
remember.
because it's not because Morgan Riley's are I.
IE. Mm-hmm. Okay, but we know what you're saying. Morgan Riley, Eric Carlson, Ekholm, or Chikrin. Sit one. Points, shots, blocks, no
Chikrin.
hits. Yeah, Chikrin, I think.
Chikrin. Yeah, that's my take.
Do you think I should sell Rust high before Crosby? I mean, depends on how high. We're pretty high on Rust even when Crosby comes back. I get the losing power play one's going to hurt him, but I think he's going to continue to get high ice time, which means he's going to continue to produce and continue to have good peripherals. So if you can get like a 70+ point player back for him with good peripherals, which I don't think you'll be able to, then sure. But otherwise, I just keep him. I'm not planning on moving him. Are you dead? Are you there? Hello?
Oops, I didn't turn on my on-air button.
Aha, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that. What is okay? So, does anyone think that Raquel should be playing? I mean, yeah, Raquel should have been playing top power play since the beginning. My opinion.
Yeah.
Is.
Rax is annoying me, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it is his fault at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 50-50 to me.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah,
scoop of the Marchessault injury right now? I don't know. I don't think they've said much beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know much aside from he's just injured. Let's see. Is Brock Nelson a good ad for tonight? Yeah, I think so. Just because Toronto's games are such high scoring games.
Yeah, I like him for tonight.
Yeah, I like him for tonight a lot against
Toronto.
him. So
I think it's
from
McElhinney.
Kyle, Backstrom, Horvat, Draisaitl. I think you got to start one goalie, so Hart or Bob.
Hart.
And just kind of where to improve the team.
I think I would play Hart.
Yeah, I think I'd play Hart. I can't really trust Bob right now. I can't trust Florida right now. And then we'll get back to the team question a little bit later. Let's get some of these start answers first.
How was it?
Simon, need to sit two of my wingers for tonight's game. Head-to-head points league. Wingers are Besser, Konechny, Huberdeau, Landeskog, Stone, and Hall. Leaning towards sitting Hall and Konechny.
I need to make sure that my teams are set real quick. Actually, myself, since we're so close, I'm just gonna.
I know that's kind of what I was checking too. I was like, let me make sure. I would agree though. I would sit Hall and Konechny personally.
Let me take a look at that because I want to disagree with Gamby just out of principle on something.
Of course. When do you never not want to?
Besser, Konechny, Huberdeau, Landeskog, Stone, and Hall. No, I think that's who I would sit. Yeah.
I'm kind of in a pickle here. Shabbat really put me in a pickle.
Looking to sell Barzell. What would be a good trade? Why do you want to sell him? The problem is he's one of those guys that's not going to get you. Like, he's strictly points. So if you're in like a points only league, then whatever. But if you're not, it's kind of hard to move him for much. He's another one of those guys that I feel like I would target guys that I actually am high on long term, like Duclair, like Olofsson, like Killorn, that have high ceilings based on how they're playing. But that's who I'd be looking at. How do you feel about Dahlin versus Werenski in a Bangos league? I like Dahlin despite the fact he's been brutal.
Yep, I do too. I think he'll get better.
Yeah. Kucherov or Ovi rest of season Bangers league. It's always been Ovi. even when we thought Kucherov was going to be good. Kucherov wins in points, but Ovi just dominates in banger stats.
Yep. And he's shooting more this season than he did last year.
Yeah. Ovi in standard Yahoo leagues or any banger league, Ovi's almost unbeatable.
Yeah.
You just have so much versatility. Question for Gamby specifically. Ooh.
If you were to keeper league and had to choose between keeping Bob or Price, who would you
So this
keep?
is smart. Nobody wants to hear my goalie takes anymore, and you shouldn't. I don't want to hear them anymore. They're freaking awful.
You deserve this, honestly.
Mm.
Oh, I think I'd go Bob. Just because I think that Florida has a really good roster. Not that Montreal doesn't. I trust Quenneville and the Panthers to figure it out more than I trust. Because right now, I don't think it's actually... Price is playing fine. The system is just not fantastic for him. And Price himself is not playing that great. So he just has kind of some mental lapses. He's played fantastic. It's just certain little mental lapses. I would personally keep Bob, and that's not any kind of like, I need to stand by Bob sort of thing.
After me, but
I think Bob has a higher ceiling between Bob and Price. That's all.
All right.
From like a wins perspective, especially.
I think we still have some more questions before
we do. Yeah, let's get
next 10 minutes.
These.
Malik had Iron Eye. Yeah.
Elvis, Bob, or Hellebuck today. Start two. Elvis and Hellebuck, I think.
Hellebuck's playing Minnesota.
Yeah, away, but Minnesota.
Yeah, I'd probably play those two. I mean, Bob has an opportunity to have a good game, but I feel like he's just as likely to have a good game as to get completely shelled. So
yeah, that's kind of the problem with Bob, and he's playing Buffalo, which is an easy matchup, technically, because Olofsson's out now too. But
yep.
I don't know. Hey. I think you just got to trust the guy who's probably in the lead for the Vezina at this point. Well, maybe not anymore with some of these recent games, but still.
Wait, is it Shanae or Shani?
I don't know. I think I've asked this and I haven't figured it out.
Good morning.
I've gone with
West Coaster, I guess.
Another West Coaster, yes.
Two, Hall, Hoffman, Landeskog, and for right wing, Wheeler or Miller.
I'd go Hoffman and Landeskog.
I would as well. Would I? I think I might go Hall, Landeskog. I don't know about Hoffman.
Hoffman's top line.
I know he is, but
I'm going Hoffman, Landeskog. I don't care what you say.
You're a Landeskog anyway.
Cold blue man.
And then for right wing, Wheeler or Miller. Wheeler's playing Minnesota. Miller's playing New York Rangers. Man, it's like all these options are pretty similar. Honestly, I don't think
it's Miller.
Fine, I would actually probably play Miller, but I do think it's very close.
It's very close, but I really like Miller's matchup against the Rangers. And the Rangers are on the West Coast, and for whatever reason, they suck on the West Coast. I don't know what it is. They've always sucked on the West Coast. Simon, am I crazy for considering benching Eichel over Tavares and Scheifele for tonight's game? Head-to-head points that counts face-off, so Eichel's been killing me lately. No, I think if you're...
I would play Eichel. I would bench Scheifele, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'd do probably. Actually, I think I'd play Eichel over Scheifele.
Yeah. Should I start
Binnington, Bob, or Gruber? A lot of people spell Bennington, and I don't know why. It's such a wholesome way to spell his name. I like Bennington more than Binnington.
Stop talking. I don't know if Binnington starts.
He should. Allen got a start in the middle of the week, I think.
He got yanked. Bennington got yanked in his last game, so
St. Louis only has a 40% chance of winning against the Knights today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm honestly not sure he plays. But Bob or Grubauer. Honestly, none of your options from Money Puck are great except for Grubauer
and Bob.
Assuming Grubauer plays, also.
Yeah, I'd go Grubauer.
That either. Or do we know that? Has he been confirmed yet? Because I've been hearing rumblings that Francouz is going to play.
I'd go Grubauer, Bob.
Grubauer, Bob. That's probably the right answer.
Yeah.
Bob, though, I don't know.
Bob, I know, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's go rapid mode through these since we've got 10 minutes here. Rotten on third line that has been working Colorado, so that's a thing now. Yep. as Brandon alluded to at the very, very end of the weekend preview, if you got there, Brandon mentioned he's
Yeah.
a third line player.
I
Freaked
hate
me
it.
out. Vincent, Sit1, Petrie, OEL, Risto, Clefbaum, Letang, Riley, and Shea Theodore.
OEL, if you're in a
Yep.
bangers league. Otherwise, maybe Risto.
Now sit 2, Hall, Connor, Huberto, Shen, Evander Kane.
Again, it kind of depends on your league, but I feel like
Probably
Hall has
Shen.
been a guy that we're mentioning is benching.
Shen.
Hall and Shen, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Hall and Shen, I think, are the two that I'd bench, Vincent.
Judging by the guys you have, I'm assuming this is a banger league. It has to be. So I would bench Hall and Shen.
Yeah. Luke, what's the outlook on Parise for the rest of the season? Streamer.
How did you read this Parise? I definitely just read praise because it's written praise.
I read praise and then I corrected to Parise in my head. I also do actually read the word praise as Parise very often now. I don't know why it's not good, but
Parise,
there's a lot of words that I now read as hockey names. It's a problem.
Parise has always been like a 60-ish point guy when he's playing for the long time. So he basically comes out as a streamer option for the most part and has blocks. Don't play face-off wins because it does weird stuff to centers. I feel like it just skews the value too much. Like in those types of leagues, all you really want is wingers that take a lot of draws, and it feels just kind of strange.
Yeah, I want to join one next year though, just so that when we're giving advice, we're in a league that actually talks about it.
Yeah, I don't like categories that every player can't contribute to.
Yeah,
feels strange.
Then why do you play with goaltenders?
I wouldn't. Can we play no goalies? I would love that. All right, PK Subban
or Werenski.
Yeah,
Subban is trash.
Yeah, he's done.
Subban is done. Yeah.
Let's start Reinhardt at home versus Florida. Still playing with Eichel or Dubois home against San Jose. I'd play Dubois. I'd sit Reinhardt.
Yeah, I'd play Dubois. Looking to sell Barzell as I have Zibanejad, Malkin, and McDavid.
This is the response to a question earlier.
Yeah.
Anything Ranta.
Yeah, Ranta. Samsonov waiting to occupy spot as a keeper going forward. Just don't want to hold the attendees. Oh, yeah. I mean, Hart is my best. I think I remember your team. Hart is, in my opinion, the best going forward. As far as like long-term keeper player, I love Carter Hart. Picked up Niederreiter and Howler for their schedule. Howler.
Ooh.
Picked up the Howler monkey.
I would keep Howler and drop Niederreiter, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Keep
Bennington or Blackwood today? Bennington.
Yeah, Bennington.
Okay, so there's this whole like thing on Twitter of people trying to get Blackwood into the All-Star game.
No,
and I don't get
stop. We have
he
no
hasn't
time for
been that
sides.
good.
We've only got 5 minutes to get to the bottom. We'll talk about Blackwood afterwards.
Fine, I'll leave it.
Because love this a ton of work, but angling, fantasy football, and doing little daily hits is so much better.
Yes.
Well, thanks. It is. I mean, we made. I'll keep this short because we got to keep going. But we've made an attempt to do more this season, and this is part of that. Well, you made an attempt, and then I just kind of piggybacked. Meyer in a trade, he's got 3 years remaining contract, $50 for each year of the contract. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think he's still going to evolve into a better player as things go on. It's Shanae, like hey, Shanae.
That's good to know.
Great. I've been saying it right by accident. Kachuk
Matthew
or Russ.
Tkachuk.
Ooh. Kachuk.
I mean, right now that I know Russ is probably going off top power play, I'd say Kachuk.
Yeah.
Yep. World Juniors. Let's go. Let's go US though. Although if Mexico were in it, I'd probably also root for Mexico, but there's no way in hell Mexico's making it to World Juniors.
Bangers sit 2, Trouba, Petrie, Vatten, and Marino Krug. I would sit Marino definitely.
Yeah, sit Marino.
I would sit Trouba unless you need blocks.
Yeah, I would pick one of Trouba or Petrie and play one of those two. Because you don't need both of them. I think both of them are over-indexing. So
2 spots left. 2 spots, Pims Hits League. Besser, Rust, Miller, Kopitar. Ooh. I would bench Kopi, I think.
I think I'd bench Kopi. I think
I'd play Rust and Miller, actually. Or no, Rust and Besser. I think I'd bench Miller for Besser.
Yeah.
And because I wouldn't double up on Vancouver just in case.
Thank you, John. And yes, there's a Discord channel. You should join. There's 1,400 fantasy hockey fans. Somehow it still hasn't gotten trolly There's like not a there hasn't been like a single like troll like big troll
We haven't
moment
had to
there.
ban anybody. It's
We
crazy.
haven't banned anybody. It's weird. But yes, Brandon, you want to post the Discord
Yep.
link in there? Yeah,
There you
so
go. We're gonna
definitely
apply
there
for
you go.
partnership at some point, which will give us a fixed link for Discord, but they have paused their applications for some reason, so we can't.
Ronta or Heart tonight? I'd go Ronta.
I would as well. Yandel versus Buff or Carson versus
Seabus.
I'd play Yandel if you need points. Carlson if you need anything else, because Yandel will just get you points.
Yeah, I'd go Yandel there. Praise for Prize. My phone does the same thing. Maybe that's why I have gotten used to all these players like getting. I switched to a new phone, so I had a Pixel and I switched to an iPhone, and like the Pixel used to remember all my player names that I'd sent to Brandon, and so I switched over, and now every name I send Brandon is just completely screwed. It always autocorrects them, and it's so annoying. Like Olafson, it doesn't want to remember. It doesn't want to remember Clefbaum. It's just oh man, it's weird. Yeah, that one against Russia was weird, man.
Yeah.
Yes, join the Discord. Awesome. What happened?
Would you rank Q Hughes above Samsonov in terms of a rookie? Plan to carry one.
Yes.
When do you have to choose?
I think I would.
I wouldn't if they let Holtby go. I think I'd hang on to Samsonov.
I don't know, because if you think about the goalie market right now, right? Like you have so many good goaltenders that are going to be going potentially being starters, right? You have Georgiev, you have Markstrom that's available out there, you have Holtby that's available out there.
Stop not saying him. Stop it.
You know.
That's.
Are you okay? Are you over it?
So Quinn Hughes, is it a bangers league? Did we answer this? Did we ask this? That kind of depends a little bit. If it's a point league, then I like Hughes a lot more. If it's a bangers league, I think I talked about this a little bit more. I don't really like having defensemen that don't contribute to more than just points. And it also depends on how much goalies matter in your league. But
yeah,
I do kind of tend to agree that Hughes is probably the better grab in most leagues now that I'm thinking about it.
So yesterday when Crosby was practicing, John, McCann actually kept that top power play spot, and they moved Rust off. We were very angry about it.
Yep. You'd think that, right, John? We did too.
Yeah, you think. But apparently we're not smarter than... All of us collectively are not smarter than...
I don't know that stays, though. Like, even though they're trying that, who knows, man? They do... Like, McKay have never even made it onto any power play unit on Toronto, so you can never really...
It's so... It makes me so angry. What's the next one?
Non-banger. Oh, yeah, I would keep Quinn then.
Yeah, that's fine. Adam, thanks for the earlier reply. Trying to decide between one of these three to play tonight: Zingle, Galchenyuk, or Schmaltz. 60-man banger league. One of the three.
It's Nick. I thought it was Schwartz. I would play Galchenyuk.
Yeah, I'd play Chucky. I think.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, I'd give him a shot. It's probably not gonna work, but I don't think any of those guys are necessarily good to work this week. Tonight. So
got offered Darlene and JT Miller for Quinn Hughes. Turned it down, but it's because he's been my rookie carryover plans. I mean, I really like the offer of Darlene and JT Miller. Yeah, especially if JT Miller can keep this deployment through next season, which I think he can. I mean,
but he's your rookie carryover, so you'd be trading those two, keeping Darlene and Miller, I guess, or maybe not keeping Darlene. I don't know, and then keeping Samsonov. Do people not want Samsonov?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, would you pick up Hornquist in any type league right now? I like him in banger leagues. I don't think he's doing what he's doing, because why would he? But
yeah,
he's all right.
Bench one: Hall versus Philly, Rust versus Montreal, or Tatar versus Pittsburgh. Probably Tatar.
Probably Tatar. Yeah.
Probably Tatar.
It's Maria drop. I have Holtby, Jari, Ronta, 400 players because he's an extra skater. Depends on how far. Where are you? If you're like in first, or you're in a keeper league and you're going to lose anyway, then I would just hang on. If you're fighting for a spot or you're like at risk, then you could probably just drop him, I guess. But if Jari loses his spot and Kemper comes back, you're in trouble immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
think
I would
yeah.
with the goaltenders you have though, having Holt. I mean, the issue there that you have is Jari and Ranta, right? Like those are scary. If you were to drop Murray and he wins back the net, you're in trouble because you only really have Holtby as a starter. As a streamer spot, yeah, I mean, I like Chucky as a streamer spot still. Schmaltz, I've actually kind of liked what Dzingle's doing recently, especially with how many injuries they have. Like knowing that it's more long term, I'd probably actually go Dzingel over Galchenyuk. I'd probably do it in that order that you have it there: Dzingel, Galchenyuk, Schmaltz as my longer term streamer option. I'm actually surprised that Schmaltz is available in a 16 man.
Knowledgeable 16 man, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're fighting for a top 4, man, I don't know. I'd probably do that trade, win the league, and then carry Samsonov.
Yeah, that's probably what I do too. Agreed. I mean, because you're trading. The interesting thing there too is that when you trade away Quinn Hughes for JT Miller, you're still getting in on power play points. So you're still getting a little bit of Quinn Hughes action, which is why, like, if I had Quinn Hughes and say that person is also in the top 4, I would never do that trade just because I don't want you getting, like, I don't want to just balance out and get the other person better with Dahlin. How should I position myself? I'm in first now. I want to look long term, but we also have a first place regular season prize as well. If you're in first, don't rock the boat that much. That's like the number one advice I can give is like, you can be much more picky about trades. Worry about streaming more than anything. Don't worry about your playoff schedule until later on. Like, I usually don't think about playoff schedule until February when the trade deadline is about to happen, or even a little bit before that.
This season is pretty balanced, actually. So
yeah,
you might not even be able to gain a whole lot.
So really, because the other thing that I like to wait on for the playoff schedule is that you'll know more about who's going to make the playoffs and who's not later on in the season. Right now, it's still a little bit too early, right? Someone can have a few good weeks and now they're in contention. So I personally like, if you're in first, I like holding a lot and just kind of waiting. You've clearly built a good team and you're doing well. And what I would do is really evaluate your team from a very objective standpoint and see who's unsustainable and who's sustainable. Because that's the big question mark, I think, too, is someone doing really well on your team because they're unsustainable? And that's the guy that maybe you want to think about potentially selling. But other than that, like, I think if you're in first, you can sit pretty.
I didn't listen to anything you just said, but hopefully it's good advice. So have you seen about Blackwood getting voted in? Have you seen that that Amanda Stein? Good Lord, she tweets a lot. The Amanda Stein tweet that like blew up, and she told everybody to vote for Nico Hischier.
Oh, because everyone wants Blackwood?
No, I don't know why, but let me see if I can find the tweet. It was something about,
I would bench Hellebuck.
Can't remember what she said.
Deck hockey.
It had something about oh, here we go. It says Friends is no longer on Netflix. Crappy New Year, and you got 18,000 retweets and 60,000 likes somehow. I don't know why. And then she responded with, I wish I had a SoundCloud to direct your attention to, but I don't. So take your time to vote for Nico Hischier at the NHL All-Star game. So there you go.
I mean, Nico Hischier is better than. Also, someone the other day was saying that Blackwood should be in the conversation for the Calder, which was just a complete joke. He has a 909 on the season.
Yeah.
No thanks. Okay. So I said sit Hellebuck and play Markstrom and Vasi.
Yeah.
And then Pavelski, Kaloran, Carlson, or Hyman, Letang, Barzell. I like
Carlson?
Yeah, if it's Eric, I like Kaloran, Carlson side, I think.
If it's Eric, then A. If it's William, then B. I think.
Yeah.
Because I like Letang a lot.
Yeah, I like Letang a lot too.
Sit one, Gusev, or Eric Staal. Who's Gusev? Who are the Devils playing?
Colorado.
I think I play Gusev.
Yeah, I think I'd play Gusev. No, no. Best two rest of season here: Perron, Connor, Duclair, Evander Kane, Dadnov, Kaloran. Best two.
Best two.
Probably Connor.
Connor Perron.
Probably Connor and Perron. Yeah, in that setup.
Yeah.
Start one of Horvat versus the Rangers, Couturier versus the Coyotes.
Ooh. Couturier has been so good. I play Horvat.
Probably Coots.
I play Horvat, I think. I
Really?
believe Arizona at home.
Yeah, that's true. Arizona's tough to score on. I do like that they're on the top line, that they're doing that whole top line thing again, though.
Finally. Jeez.
It's Eric, so yeah, I take A in that question. Vasi versus Ottawa. Vasi at what?
I would take Vasi versus and at Ottawa.
Yeah, I would take either one.
I would not. Whoever your other goalie is probably going to be who I'd start over Varlamov.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can I bench Varlamov anywhere else right now? Because I'm very scared about what is going to happen.
Oh no, I'm playing my goaltenders today. Let's not do that.
In what league?
I need to play goaltenders in this league. Do I? Let's see. I don't think I do, but goaltenders might be close here. No, I don't need to. Oh, my goaltenders are really far away anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
This didn't save.
Yeah.
It didn't. I benched Varlamov against you and it didn't save. But
yes.
I did it again and it did save. Thank God.
No. Brandon's absolutely just rocking me right now. I'm getting crushed.
Love it. Enjoy it.
It's not pretty. Nope. It's close though. It's like you're killing me 7-2, but
I'm playing. In my Dynasty League, I'm playing Kevin Stenlund.
What?
Yeah, because he's a rookie. I can super bench him. He's actually been getting 18 minutes a game in Columbus. That's what happens when you lose all your right wings. You find other right wings. And I found another right wing, and I'm using him.
Interesting. So, Kyle, one thing that I like about that trade for Miller, too, is that the first place team is Pettersson, which is kind of nice because you counter that. I mean, you're already countering him with Quinn, but you don't really lose anything by getting JT Miller. Would you do Eichel, E. Carlson, David Perron to get Malkin, Aho, Dougie Hamilton? Nope. I'd keep Eichel, Carlson, and Perron. Mostly because you'd be stacking Aho and Hamilton.
Yeah. That's very close, though.
It is close, but I wouldn't do it. And you get also risk in Malkin. What time do you want to go till today? You want to go till 10:15? Or, well, for your case,
yeah,
10:15.
Another 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Dean Kukin is hurt now. Another missing Blue Jacket.
Oh, they're down another one.
Yeah, they're competing with Pittsburgh for most injured. Although I'm pretty sure Columbus is pretty significantly ahead at this point.
I mean, to be fair, Kyle, banking on Samsonov is a pretty good bet. Like, I think the only thing you'd be risking there is that they keep Holtby for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't see that happening. I see Samsonov getting the net after this year, but it is risky to do it this early. But is what it is. I think he gets the net after this year.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I think I can catch you in a few cats, actually. I can catch you in assists this week. I can catch you in shots. I can catch you in hits. I can catch you in wins.
How are you gonna?
Just kind of hilarious.
I mean, you're gonna have to. I'm probably gonna play. I mean, this is funny, but I'm gonna play Vasilevsky again. Oh, Grubauer.
Oh, are you seriously gonna do that after what happened last time?
Yeah.
Oh, you are, man.
Yeah.
Olsen rest of the season when he returns. Does he pick it up where he left off? Yeah. We will have listener leagues. Listeners are able to join our listener leagues by becoming patrons. So they're locked off. That's the only thing we kind of paywall is listener leagues, just because it takes up time from us. And that's through patrons. So if you sign up for Patreon at the beginning or
I'm
next
such
year
a
or
smart
whatever,
boy.
then then you can join or listener leagues. So
I'm
we'll have more info about that.
Such a smart boy. I had Duclair bench just because I don't know if he's going to play, but I had Dumba in the utility spot, and then I realized Dumba plays at 2. If once he goes, I can't swap Duclair back in if he plays. So I swapped him with Chikrin. Chikrin's in my utility spot, plays at 8, so I'll have the opportunity to swap him out for Duclair
Smart man.
against you.
Damn it. Would you trade Nylander for Sagan? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I would. Who do you guys think gets more points at shots this year between Connor and Perron? Traded away Connor thinking Perron was the better of the two, but kind of regretting it now. No, I think you did fine.
Yeah, I think Perron gets more points, Connor gets more shots, but
yeah. I have Jari and Riddick as my goalies. Save percentage and wins. Leonard's available. I'm tempted.
I'm not sure I would. I think I would just hang on, honestly, for now.
Yeah. I would hang on with Jari and Riddick right now. Yeah, I mean, a core of Hall, Draisaitl, Sagan, Meyer, Hughes, and Hughes or Samsonov is pretty ridiculous. I would make that trade Nylander for Sagan all day, especially both being center right wing and you don't really lose anything. Like, I don't think you can squeeze more than Sagan personally, especially in a keeper where you're gonna be able to keep him next year. Like, Sagan's a pretty great get.
All right. I think I could pretty much call it now. Victor's struggling, so
yep.
You should probably.
Okay, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to. Well, I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go eat.
Yep, I'm gonna go deal with my son, so he doesn't go insane.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Pay attention for the week preview, which will be out tomorrow. Yeah, we'll catch you for the next live stream. We may have some more during the week next week.
Yep.
And we'll start up all the hot hands and that kind of stuff on Monday. So thank you for watching. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. See ya.